Hello everyone, in today's video we will be going through the final stage of the Go Genius Guy challenge. We will be playing against 6 stands on Fox and I will run you through my thinking process, the plans, my opponent's plans, and what I look for during a game of Go. Now let's get started. Okay, we have the black pieces and in this game I'm going to choose a 3-star formation. So I'm going to straight away jump into the 3-star formation. I think every single video in the Go Genius Guy series, I have used a 3-star formation. So in this variation, I'm going to use the one-space pincer and build a large framework and a large moyo. So white plays this one, and this one is actually a little bit deceptive. If I block over here, white can push up. So the best way to respond over here is to block white and seal white in. White push out, block, white does a hane, a double hane. Oh, okay, that's aggressive. So white cuts over here and probably want to extend. But this is probably not the best result for white, because after black blocks over here, after I get this block, this push and I capturing this one stone becomes the sente. So this block actually is very big for this position. I can even hane over here and it becomes a very big sente, because if I hane over here, white can block, I can push and cut, and there might be some trouble over here. So I'm going to use the same pincer josuke against this nice approach. White jumps out, and I'm going to use a one-space extension, one-space jump. So the 3-star formation, you got to understand like what you are trying to do and your plan for building this setup, for the opening setup. So the opening for the 3-star formation is all about moyo and building a thickness. Therefore, I'm placing my stones, I'm positioning my stones all on the 4th line. This one is actually a classical josuke. So after black push, white plays here, I use a one-space jump, and later on I can actually play like this, play the empty triangle, push out and fight. So in this position, I think even right now, okay, I'm going to extend one more, but if white plays around here, I'm going to use this empty triangle and go out and fight. So, okay, white didn't answer, instead white jumps into the corner immediately. In this position, I'm actually going to play like this. I won't let white go back so easily. Only reason is because I want to save this empty triangle for later on. So later on, if I get this empty triangle, or even I can wedge over here, I can capture these 2 white stones, and it can be quite big. It can be quite a big, nice result. Yeah, this PB is actually a little bit annoying. So this connection, I have to play this connection. Because if I block over here, white's going to push out, and I'm going to block over here. And I'm pretty sure in this position, I get to take sente. So white descends, and because white did not play around here, I'm going to eliminate white's moyo. So I choose this approach because I want to get rid of white's moyo toward the center and eliminate like white's influence. So after I get a connect over here, this move is actually quite nice. I think this move is very nice. It doesn't let white go out. And I can also threaten white's life and death later on. So white has to answer. And I'm not even sure, is this a sente? This might even be a sente. Okay, but I'll leave it for later. This descent is a definite sente, because I can have this 2-3 points. Okay, white answers, and here I can tenuki. So I can play elsewhere. In this position, I've got a very large moyo framework on the side. White's moyo and framework has been eliminated. So here I'm going to try and manufacture some weakness, exploit white's weakness. The reason I exploit white's weakness now is because all my stones are safe and all my stones are alive and steady. So white connects over here, and actually in this position, simply using a block over here would capture these 2 white stones. White cannot connect because black can cut, and this block is a sente, and it captures these 2 white stones at the same time. So it is a very efficient move. After black connects, white is going to go over here. White has to answer, and again, once again, black gets to take sente. This move is very interesting. If I descend, white's going to cut, go out, Ayatari, white goes here, and white can't really do anything at the moment, so it's actually okay to play like this. It's actually okay to play like this, I'm pretty sure. Because if white cuts and go out, oh, white plays like this. Interesting. wedge. the question is, I see. Okay, so white wants to take center. That's actually very smart of my opponent. So playing this attachment and attaching over here using this clamp, this is actually center. So that was actually very intelligent, very smart way for my opponent to handle this situation. In this position, if I do a quick score estimation, yeah, black is definitely ahead in territory. So this one, these two are dead. 10, 20 something points. Interesting. This was a bad exchange. This was definitely not a good exchange. Because later on I can... Oh, I see. White wants to connect these two stones back. Maybe this is okay. Maybe it's not too bad. But I'm going to use an empty triangle just to make white's shape worse. And I can feel good about it. This connect is not very big right now. If white connects over here, it's about 12 points. So I'm going to play elsewhere. I'm going to exploit and try to attack pressure against this group down here using this attachment. This attachment is actually AI inventor Joseki. Extend, white's going to go down and I push up 2 times. After I push up, I can push up even one more because I get this hane. This hane and cut is quite nice. Oh, actually, I think I shouldn't have pushed up. Okay, it's okay. It's actually okay. Yeah, I shouldn't have pushed up actually. So pushing up wasn't very good. I should have just jumped here and captured this one white stone instead. But it's okay. I'm going to jump and extend towards the center and keep building my moyo. In this position, if you use a quick estimate, white has 10, 20, 35, 40. White has about 50 points. 50 something points. This group is not the strongest at the moment. Black has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 something points. I was actually quite even on the board. The position on the board is actually quite even, but yeah, definitely I made a mistake around here. I should have jumped down here instead. So in this position, because my stones are very solid and very strong, I'm going to attack this vulnerable white group. If I use a cut, so white didn't use a cut. I was about to say if I use a cut, I'm going to cover on the outside. And here in this position, I'm going to use a tiger's mouth. This tiger's mouth aims to cut these 5 stones apart. So it's very nice. White has to answer. And after white answer, I can use this 1 space jump and aim at this cutting point once again. So I'm hitting the vital points many times in this position while I'm attacking a white. So white turns over here is actually a very smart idea. I'm going to hane. White's probably going to hane out here. Yeah, the reason is white turns here because white got this turn. Black cannot cut over here because after that, white can Atari throw in and I will be in a shortage of liberties. But in this position, I can actually fight because my stones are out here. This stone is very well placed and white doesn't have any eye space. So fighting in this position is actually completely fine. And later on, I can even use a hane. So if white's not careful, white actually will be in huge trouble. So black uses hane. And actually, I can hane right now. I think I can use this hane right now. And white's actually in trouble. So if I hane, white goes here, double hane. If white cuts, I use a diagonal move, white Atari, and white is in trouble. Yes. Yes, exactly. White is actually in big trouble. So white cuts, this stone is a keystone, I have to save it. And there really isn't much white can do. Because this group is actually quite solid. White use a wedge, simply Atari out here, and then connect like this. Connect here, and I have no weakness. This keystone is saved. So in this game, the whole point of black using a 3-star formation is to build a giant moyo and build a sickness influence towards the center of the board. And even though, yeah, black is behind on territory like I was, but because black has a very sick influence and a very big center, black can utilize and leverage the strengths and attack any of my opponent's weak group on the board. So yeah, after white peeps and I play this move, this entire white group is dead. It's fully captured. There's nothing really white can do. If white goes over here, I can simply hane because I'm threatening to cut this white stone apart. So white push, I can simply capture. Yeah, just simply capture like this. There's no RG, right? It's simply capture. If I push, I cut. White can try to push and cut, but it doesn't work because white still needs another move on f6 to connect these two stones together. Capture. White connects. Cut. This block is also black sente, because if I block over here, I can threaten this cut. And there we go. Black wins this game. My opponent resigned. Good game to my opponent. Okay, so let's quickly review this game. So a 3-star formation using this Josuke, you got to make sure that the Josuke you choose actually helps the setup you're building. After I block on top, white Hane, double Hane, large nice move, and I get to block over here. So in this position, there's actually a lot of things like black can do. The black can create a lot of RGs. For example, black can just Hane. If white blocks, black can push and cut and take a lot of endgame profit. So the point is, if white goes over here, then black can just capture the corner. If white, let's say, saves the corner, black can capture these two stones in cente, and white is still not alive. So there's really a lot of things black can do in white's corner from this position, especially after black uses this Hane. So after black uses Hane, if white connects, then white's group is just completely dead. And after white blocks over here, then black has this push. Probably the best thing white can do is to play a tiger's mouth and let black play this Hane and capture these 3 stones in cente. So after this position, my opponent realized, okay, he didn't want to use this Josuke once again, so he played this one space jump Josuke. Now this is all normal stuff, but instead of pushing out over here, maybe white can just extend. Instead of pushing out over here, white can just connect and build instead of pushing out over here, white can just connect and develop some influence towards the center of the board. So after white connects over here, it's quite hard for black to seal white in because white has a lot of influence. And later on, if after white plays this move, if I play somewhere else, white can even extend towards the center and completely eliminate black's influence. So after this move, this part was played, I think the game was already quite comfortable for black in this position. In terms of territory, white definitely has more territory, but black's sickness and influence and potential is just a lot. This Hane will ensure these 3 stones will get captured. One move in the center can build a giant influence, turn the giant influence into actual solid territory. This wedge sente, and after it uses Hane and white uses this attachment, this clamp, it would have been a lot better if I just play this move. And after white extend, I block, white takes the corner, and I get sente. So taking center in this position is definitely better than what happened in the actual game, in my opinion. Because now I can even press and attack this entire white group with a move like this. Or I can just play like this and attack this group later on. But anyways, like the actual game, I definitely got a bit more territory, but white have built more influence, and white can save these 2 stones on the next move. So this attachment, after I pushed over here, this one was where I made a little mistake. I should have jumped over here. If I use one space jump, it's actually quite hard for white to escape. If white push, escape, and go out over here, I can use this push and keep pushing towards the center. White cannot make a base, and by having this one space jump, it has weakened white's 2 stones and given the black stones more strength. So jumping over here, I definitely think it would have been the better choice. But after that, over here, maybe white can just choose to cut and just make 2 eyes. So white can just cut and make an eye over here and an eye over here. The reason is my 5 black stones are quite weak. White is doing quite well in terms of territory, and we can just get into an endgame. So playing like this, white definitely didn't realize black has this brilliant Tetsuji. Now this is a very strong and very aggressive Tetsuji, a fighting move. White cuts and plays this diagonal move. Now this entire white dragon is under huge danger. Something white could have possibly done in this position is to play this attachment. Now, the reason for this attachment is if black plays like this and uses Hane, white can throw in Atari, make black's shape really, really bad, and try to go out and fight, maybe with number 11 over here or connect over here and start a fight. So if white did use this attachment, I would have just connected, and maybe white has a chance to go out and create some trouble. So it definitely looks like white has some chances to escape these stones, but if white does escape like this, I've already made a plan, which is to try and capture the center white stone. So if, let's say, white jumps out, I'm going to exchange his peep and then use a nice move, something like that, to capture the center 5 white stones. But anyways, after white uses peep and I capture this 1 keystone, all of my stones in the center are safe and white doesn't have a chance anymore in this position. So this game we have the white pieces, and this game I probably will play a more territorial focus game. So I'm going to use a star point and a 3-4. A basic opening setup. Nice move. This is one of my favorite. Okay, this approach. Yeah, this is actually a very common setup in the AI stage nowadays. Okay, this is very, very aggressive. Immediately shoulder hits. I'm going to play some very calm go and just use a wedge. Wedge, black Atari on top, and I connect. So some very calm go, and then I approach black's corner. So here I don't need to worry too much about black building giant influence, because yes, it does look like black can build influence, but black's stones around here are a bit weak. It does have some weakness where I can exploit, such as using this clamp or playing this vital point. This move is also very interesting. It's very dynamic. So it looks like black is trying to play towards the center and build big territory and big moyo. So therefore I'm positioning this stone on the force line to combat black's influence for later on. This nice slide, I don't want to play the 3-3 point because it's very, very slow. So I'm going to jump out here instead. So this jump destroys black's ability to make territory over here. And okay, black takes my 3-3. And here I'm going to reverse pincer. If black keeps jumping in here, it doesn't matter because I can jump toward this side. Black reverse pincer my pincer. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm going to use a diagonal move. If black blocks, I'm going to Hane and connect everything together. Very interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay, my friend. You're very aggressive. But it's okay. When you're faced against very aggressive players, you have to stay composed and stay calm under pressure. The here I'm calculating either connect or Atari. And with my calculation, I am considering to use this Atari. This Atari probably is slightly better. Connect over here. This connect is very important. It gives me an extra eye space. Black Atari is here. I'm going to push up. This push up is centered because white can use this Hane on the next move. Now, this move doesn't do anything. If black goes here, I can cut and completely capture these black stones. So instead, I'm going to use this Hane. This Hane will cripple white's shape. It literally cripples white's shape. If black Atari connects over here, I can Atari from the bottom, whack black from the bottom. If black connects, I connect, and black's 3 stones will be in big trouble. Black captures, I can Atari. And then you see, here is a little bit of some vital point things you got to be careful of. If black goes over here, I have to cut, therefore this will become a double Atari. So, which means this point is a weakness, it's a white weakness. Therefore, I'm going to use a tiger's mouth to reinforce his weakness. Black needs another move in the corner, otherwise black will get captured. Now, with this sequence, I have immobilized and made this stone look very useless. What black plays over here, actually this is a misread from my opponent, because if black throws in Atari and black goes here, I can still cut and capture these 2 black stones. So in this position, I'm going to take advantage of what black didn't take care of, which is this giant group on the bottom left corner. Black didn't take care of this group, and I am going to capture this group. I'm going to use one more push, and with only 2 liberties, this entire black corner is dead and captured. Now with this position, less than 50 moves, white already have a very big advantage in this game. So black is trying to be very sneaky, trying to use a throwing technique. But after I extend, my liberties are very strong. My stones are very strong, it has more liberties. And here, I don't want black to play this move. If black gets this move, black can Atari, and black's shape and stones will be very sick. So I'm going to Hane, weaken this black stone, and give my stone a direction to go into black's Moyo and black's territory. Probably black's best move is to reverse Atari and choke my 2 stones. And here I can just simply capture. If black block, I can double Atari. So black blocks over here, I'm going to double Atari and capture this one black stone. So black captures, I capture this one. Very simple. Now, what black was trying to do before was to build some influence and exchange the corner loss for influence towards the center of the board. But after I got 2 captures toward the center, black's influence has been significantly reduced. So in this position, I can either choose to Atari or I can use an extension. So I'm going to use an extension. My stones are alive, and I should get Sente. Now after black plays here, black has to make this move to capture this one white stone. And then I'm going to approach the empty corner. This is a very nice invasion. This invasion is invented by AI. And here, the easiest response is to just simply play this diagonal move. But I want to play this attachment because I want to make sure my stones are strong and my stones are solid. So this is some pretty simple stuff. Atari, black connects, and in this position, I can either use a 1 space jump or I can block over here. Blocking over here will be safer, but jumping out here will be quicker and more dynamic. But because I'm winning this game right now, I'm going to play a little bit passive just for this position, and I'm going to block and build my own territory. In this position, I chose this jersey key because I want to enter black's corner and take more territory. So black Hana is out here. I'm considering whether I can cut. I think I can cut because my stones are very strong. Alternatively, I can just extend into black's corner. Black connects and I turn out like this. Black cannot block now because I'm going to cut. Really? Can black block? If I cut black Atari, I extend black push up, I extend black connects, I turn, black goes out here and do a nice move. Yeah, black's doomed. So I can cut over here. If black chooses Atari out like this, then black is in trouble. The black really? So he push out, extend. He has to save this weakness. And then I can use a... Oh, interesting. Hane or turn? Turn? I'll use a turn. Really? Very brave from my opponent. I'm definitely going to cut. There is no excuses for not to cut. Oh, he connects back with a with a monkey jump. Ah, very smart guy. A very, very smart guy. I'm going to descend. White connects back. I'm going to exchange this first so that if black plays over here, I can block with Atari. And then this move over here, this is my eye. This is one eye over here. I can make an eye. Or can I even Atari a net? Okay, maybe not. But I'm thinking of a very cool move right now. I'm thinking of this, hitting the head of these 2 stones. This move has dual purpose, or even something like this. It has multiple purpose. One is to aim to capture this one black stone. The other one is to build territory and build potential eye space for my group in the center. White has to, but black has to extend. And here, if I capture, white can capture like this. I Hane. In this position, black can use a Hane and target mouse anytime. So I don't want to give black that benefit. Yeah, if black gets his Hane and target mouse, this is a very big luxury for black. I don't want to give black that. Definitely not. Black plays over here. I'm going to use probably a nice move here or nice move here. Nice move here. I can jump out here later. This stone actually plays very well so that these 2 black stones can't really jump out. Okay, I'm going to just use a 1 space jump. One space jump, simple, and it gets the job done. Extend. If white wedge, oh nice. That's a very nice move. Maybe I should use a reverse target mouse, but it's okay. White has to jump towards the center, and here in this position, I can actually, I'm just gonna capture this turn. This one is a sente. Black might capture, or black can't capture. If black captures, can I play here? Wait, isn't black in trouble? Can I do a descent? Descent black blocks I Atari, black captures I block. Yeah, black's in trouble. So, okay, black's not fully in trouble, black can go back. But this gives me sente, so I actually get to take sente in this position. So that's a very good result for white, for me. Here I'm going to use this 2-space jump. This jump is actually very huge. It stops black from building territory on the side. It reduces black's ability to build territory, and it gives my stones, these 7 stones, a direction and the ability to connect back to this corner. Okay, so black push here, Atari. Here, and I have to live. Yeah, this one is a basic life and death. The L+1 life and death. Shape. Black plays here. This is definitely a block. I'm definitely blocking down here. There's no way I'm letting black connect all his stones together. If black push up, I'm going to block down. I get to keep my corner, and I'm going to attack black's stones more brutally later on. So black played this move trying to connect like this and cut me apart. But it's actually not... Okay, maybe I'll use a 1-space jump. Yeah, this 1-space jump actually aims to pressure and weaken this black group, and at the same time connects my stones together. Black Hane? Really? You can ignore this part? What if I block over here? What if I peep and push? What if I peep and push? Isn't the black dead? Isn't the black in huge trouble? Peep and push. This push gets rid of this eye on O3. And after I have this move over here, this stone is placed here, this entire black group is dead. Black cannot make 2 eyes. Yes, so that's GG's. That's pretty much GG's in this position. Black actually needs 2 moves to capture my corner. I do have a lot of assets in the corner, such as a kick, the attachment, jumping out as well. So I have a lot of things I can do in the corner to keep my stones alive. Black plays like this. I can just... Okay, and I need to think about this. I need to think about this life and death. Block Atari over here. I think Atari over here is the right move. Black plays here. I connect. Black goes down. I play here. Black captures. I go here. That's right. Exactly. Exactly. And here I'm going to Hane. Black plays here. There's nothing in the corner. So Hane. If black captures like this, I'm going to go out. Black captures, I'm going to throw in. This entire black group is captured and it is dead. Okay, black's trying to kill my corner, and here's where I'm going to show you how to use the assets you have from the 3 stones. You can create a lot of RG and create a lot of things and run these stones out. First of all, I'm going to anchor the black weak stone. So this stone is weak from black, I'm going to anchor it. Then I'm going to use a tiger's mouse, build some eye space. If black Atari is here, you have so many things you can do. You can either connect, or you can even Atari from the bottom and try to make life in the corner. But for this position, I'm going to connect because black has a lot of weakness. This is a weakness. I'm going to push out. These 4 black stones is another weakness as well. So black can try to capture my corner, but it's going to be very, very difficult. Black Hanes, and I don't even need to run out. I can run out over here and try to capture these 4 black stones, which is what I'm going to do. But even though, I can even just block over here and try to make life in the corner. So black is really making his life harder and also making my life harder to live because I don't want to capture black, but black is forcing me to capture him. So if he wants me to capture him, I'll capture him. That's okay. Cut. Black connects. I'm going to play this move. This is a sente because I'm threading this cutting these 6 stones apart. Black plays over here, and now I have a weakness. The weakness is this cutting point. So I'm going to connect over here. Black actually is just in time to not make 2 eyes. So no matter what black tries to do, tiger's mouse here, push over here, black cannot make 2 eyes. Yeah, this stone is obviously weak because I can use this stone, attack this keystone and run my stones out. And after black saves this, simple block, black is completely captured. These 8 stones are completely captured. Okay, black plays over here. Just remember what happens when you capture your opponent's group. When black plays over here, you sacrifice, and then you sacrifice once more to make it a fake eye. So we have these positions in the back of your head. Whenever they play a move, like 50 moves later, they come back to a dead position. You instantly know in your head how to capture and kill that group. So after throwing over here, this entire top side, all of black stones are captured. My bottom left corner is gigantic as well. Capture this giant dragon, and this game is very much over. My opponent resigned. It's a very good time to resign, and good game to my opponents. Another game, I have the black pieces, and this game, oh, my opponent plays a 3-3. Let me mirror him. I'm gonna play a 3-3 as well. Let's see who is the corner master, who can make a bigger corner. Anyways, he plays a 3-4. I'm gonna approach on top. The thing about a 3-3 is if you ignore the 3-3 point and let your opponent approach, you'll be okay. So as long as you don't approach a 3-3, you'll be in a very good position. So when they play 3-3 and you just keep building your own territory, you will outbuild your opponent. That's 100% what happened. You will definitely outbuild your opponents. So we're doing a little bit of exchange right now. White might take the corner and I'll take the outside. Okay, white invades in my 3-3 instead. Okay. So I'm going to build, which side? I'm going to build this side. I'm going to let white approach my 3-3 points. I don't know why my opponent's taking so long to make this move. There's one thing I'm worried about on Fox is I'm not sure whenever my opponent turns on AI. So whenever they break the pattern of playing at the usual speeds, I do get a little bit worried that they might be turning on AI. But even if that happens, it's completely fine. I'll just play the game. If I see them playing with AI, then halfway through the game, I'll know I lost immediately and I'll start another game. So I'm not going to let any kind of cheating affect the way I play my Go. Over here, maybe I just extend. I just extend towards the side of the board. Usually if my opponent turns on AI, I can feel it after 30 to 40 moves. I can just feel that move doesn't make any sense. And they are using AI. Okay, this move seems a little bit suspicious. It doesn't suit my opponent's style. Okay, now my suspicion level of my opponent using AI has cranked up to about 20 to 30%. Because every one of his moves, he's taking like 10 seconds for a move. Again, this is a very AI move. I genuinely believe I definitely think he has a very high chance he's using AI. Honey? This is just my intuition. This is my my intuitive thinking. It's just intuition. I can't describe why I'm feeling it, but mixed with his timing of his moves, his usual pattern for his speed of play at the start of the game versus right now is giving me a little bit of suspicion. But it's okay. I'll see the next move, what my opponent plays. Oh, this is really big. One space jump. Is he going to play something like this? Or attach? This is getting suspicious. This is getting actually very, very suspicious. Yeah, I'm definitely believing this guy's using AI. Kick. Probably extend up, right? Or one of these two moves. Okay. I'm going to use a tiger's mouth. Did white just immediately just got more territory than I have? Is white already in a better position? Honey. Push, extend and push. Oh, it's a very big move. I can't Atari here because white's gonna... Okay, this guy's definitely using AI. This one's not human move. This is no, not a human move. A human would just extend. This is only something a computer will play. About 20 something moves that I'm suspicious of this player. And very likely he probably is using AI. There is no flaws in my opponent's moves. And at a 6th Fox level, usually I can see a lot of flaws, a lot of mistakes, and some inaccuracies. Okay, attach. I'm going to push in. I'm going to extend and push in. My probably blocks over here. This is probably the only move. Why does this move take him 10 seconds to play? It doesn't make sense. He's taking 10 seconds per move. Probably connect, right? Connect or extend. I have to extend because there's this cutting point. Yeah, this guy's cut Atari. Extend up. So he's probably extend, I block, he's gonna descend. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna descend. Attach? Interesting. I'm gonna use a Hane for sure. Second line Hane? Are you kidding me? Okay, Atari and capture. Yeah, each of these moves, even this Atari, why is he spending like 6 seconds for this Atari? Like, literally, I'm just Atari, you should just extend straight away. Really? This guy is serious? But the good news is, even if he is using AI, and I can hold the game like this against an AI, then I'm actually very proud of myself. I'm going to capture this. But probably Atari. Yeah, so all of a sudden, White's like 10 points ahead on the board right now, according to the Fox estimator. Yeah. According to the Fox estimator, he's already like very, very winning on the board. So let me just count 10, 20, 25, 30, 40 points. 50, 60, about 65 points for black, 65, 70 points on the board. White has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, White has like 70 points already on the board. So on the board, White's already better. Yeah, this is too good. Yeah, my opponent, yeah, he's playing way too good right now. I thought if he's Ataris, I'm going to descend and use a Hane and connect. But my opponent, yeah, he's playing way too good with AI right now. There's nothing I can do against AI. AI's moves are just too perfect. He captured this one. Probably 2 space jump. Build some territory towards the center. Maybe I should use a large knight move. I'm not too sure. Maybe the large knight move would have been better. I'm not sure what I would do. Oh, okay, this is a very big endgame move as well. What's the score estimator? It says black is winning, but this territory over here is currently not fully secured. I wouldn't be surprised if this game I'll lose by around 10 points. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, the way I can fact check this is after this game, I turn on my Katago and basically play out both our moves, and I'll see like the accuracy behind each of them. So connect, I'm gonna connect. Well, that's probably gonna Atari. I think that's something AI would do. It's AI or Atari, or play something around here, or like Atari over here and jump into the corner, into the center here. Exactly like I said. Yeah, I know kind of how AI plays. Looking at a weakness and expanding from there. So White probably extends. So White probably is going to extend. Once space jump, I do leave this weakness, the end of elephant eye or something. This move is way too perfect. It's just way too perfectly played. Yeah, nothing I can do in this position. So large knight move, try to save these turns together, connect them all together, and at the same time build some territory towards the center. So if we use the score estimator right now, yeah, White's already winning by like 5.5 points, which means on the position on the board, the position is already equal in territory. So White is winning by Comey, and as we keep playing, White is going to be winning even more and more. So White's going to get rid of my territory here. White's going to find some very, very cool, very strong moves that a human cannot find, and I'm completely okay with that. Okay, this way too big, this one. Okay, way too big. Now white's winning by over 10 points on the board. So white's winning 10 points on the board plus Komi. Now after white got this move, it's going to be like 18 or 19 points. So this is actually a position where I can just simply resign the game. There's no point playing further. I am playing against an AI, and my opponent really played every single move very perfectly and didn't give me a single chance to fight back. So in this position, the AI didn't fight as well. The AI just simply outbuilt me, and it's completely okay. So versus some AIs, I've seen some kind of new ideas, such as over here. You can just block on the outside and capture this instead. You can squeeze this move first, and this move you can attach like this as well. So in this position, I'm going to resign the game. Good game to my opponent, and I'm going to move on to the next game. So here we have the black pieces once again, and I'm going to play a Chinese opening this time. A low Chinese opening. My opponent extends. I'm going to play like this. So white probably approaches my corner. 3-3, okay, 3-3 is also very decent. Hane and extend. So this, yeah, I can tell from the speed that this guy plays. This guy is playing by himself, and it's not AI at all. Oh, I see. Very, very typical and a classical capping move. Very classical. Yeah, this move stops black from building any influence. Okay, very nice. One space jump. Going to approach white stones instead. So the reason I ignore over here is I'm seeing this as very light. This stone is quite light, and I'd rather build territory instead. So white plays over here. This is actually quite strange. I'm not sure if this is a misclick, or is that purposefully trying to defend the corner. If it's trying to defend the corner, then it's completely understandable. Okay, so here I'm going to use the 2-4 points. Oh, I thought white's going to bump over here. Oh, now I'm in trouble. Okay. Okay, I'm actually in a little bit of trouble right now. So I have to use the fundamental 7-point life and death. 7, 8, 9, 7-point life and death. Oh my god, this is actually really, really bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, unbelievable. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. So this is actually a really, really bad position. Oh my gosh. Okay, we use a 2-space jump. I'm gonna recover from this. Okay. Time to recover. So I'm gonna Hane over here. This is my Sente. Tari. And Decent. So now this group is alive. Oh my god. This is such a disaster. This part was such a disaster. Okay, white plays over here. Aiming at this next. I don't want to give white that luxury. Double Hane, white Atari. Push up one more. Atari over here is very, very annoying. So instead, I'm going to connect. I don't want to do a double Tiger's Mouse because white can peep. So I'm going to connect here instead. This move is nice. Pull back this way. This is probably the right direction. I think it is the right direction. There's no attach. If white attach, I'm going to use a Hane because my stones out here are very sick and very strong. White plays here. White plays over here. I can Hane and Atari, or I try to attack this white group. So probably I'll attack white's group. So this diagonal move stops white from making any kind of RG in my territory. Hopefully white connects or white answers. So white answers like this, and I can play this vital point. This one aims to push, and cut, so white has to answer one more time. Bump. And can I Hane? Hane Atari? No, I probably can't Hane. So instead I'm going to play this endgame first, this Descent. Trying to jump into white's corner. If I can just jump into the corner, then it's quite uncomfortable for white. Right now, I know I'm still losing this game. Yeah, I'm still losing this game. White push. What's this trying to do? Hane? But it's okay. I'm going to Hane here first. Exchange this Hane. Exchange this Hane and jump into white's corner. This jump is very, very big. This jump is huge, this jump. Okay, white plays here, so I've already benefited from this exchange. And in this position, I'm going to use this nice move, stopping white from building over here and securing my own territory. So this is actually quite a big move. White captures, okay, I'm going to block and Hane. If white cuts over here, it's not a big deal. White plays around here, and now that I've got this exchange, this exchange is good for black. I can retreat and save all of my stones. So now my shape has no weakness. White turns over here, I'm going to give up anything around here, and I'm going to enter and reduce white's territory from the bottom side. So use a large knight move. White, I'm pressing white on the third line. So after press white onto the third line, here I can, let me see, push into white's territory. If I get this decent, then white's corner is just completely gone. Interesting. That's a very nice move. That's a very interesting move. I can use a one space jump. So instead of just going back like this and giving whites the satisfaction that white got sente, I'm going to jump over here. This move, okay, doesn't do, yeah, it's a sente, doesn't do too much. I can just simply block. Having this jump is actually very beneficial because later on I can use this diagonal move, or I can attach down and reduce white's territory even more. Oh, I see what white's trying to do. White's trying to build the moyo towards the center. I see. So I'm going to bump over here. White plays here. That's actually a very good idea. White's actually building the moyo towards the center. One space jump, trying to break white's moyo and reduce white's moyo. Diagonal move. Jump, okay. They're very decent shapes. In white, his shapes are quite decent, but here I do have a attach and cut. I'm looking at the attach and cut. This attach and cut looks quite nice. Maybe I use this diagonal move first, see what white answers with. So here, that's good. Attach, cut, here, 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 here. Okay, I can leave something here for later, or I just use a Hane and get rid of it right now. Yeah, but this peep is annoying actually. Yeah, this peep is actually very annoying. So okay, I'm just gonna play it out. If white gets this peep, then I don't have the luxury to reduce white's territory anymore. And over here, is this a big move in this position? This is quite big because I can jump out into white's center. If white Atari, then my shape around here will collapse a lot. And so this is actually quite a big move because later on I can peep over here and probably push like this. Okay, so white's going here trying to reduce my territory. Yeah, this block is necessary, very necessary. Why my diagonal move, but it's okay. White takes this vital point, but this was actually a mistake. Because I have so many stones around here, I can use this attachment and cut white off. So this was actually a mistake. Yeah, this is actually quite a costly mistake actually. It's actually a very costly mistake. Extend, white goes here, connect, and there's nothing white can do. So this is actually quite a costly mistake. White push, I extend, and later on I can still go out with J5. If white blocks over here, I'm going to go out with D7. This move, okay, another pointless move, it does nothing. So I'm going to go out with J5. Diagonal move, that's fine, I just simply push and block. Block off my territory. Goes here, block one more time. I don't know if I still recover, let me quickly count. 15, 20, 30, 38, and 40, 45 points. 50, 60, 65 points. So I have 65 points right now for black. Is it Sente? Okay, that's not really Sente. 65 points for black. White has 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60 points. Okay, so the game's actually very close right now. Right now the game is extremely, extremely close. This connect, are you just trying to wedge over here? But that's actually fine. That's not a big deal. Or maybe it is a big deal. Okay, I'm going to connect my stones together just for safety. Maybe I'll go here actually. and connect my stones together. Which is the best way? Maybe connecting like this. This shape looks better. This one, okay, I'm not gonna care about too much. Okay, I'll connect. Okay, it's actually quite. This is actually quite big. Extend. Y connect. I connect. Actually, if I connect over here, I can even go enter Y's corner. What I place over here, this one is partially centered, but I can maybe push here first. Reduce this part of Y's territory, and then I've got to be very careful how I connect this. I've got to be very careful. I have to connect like this, using this empty triangle. If I connect like this, I can actually squeeze on L14 and cut, aim at the 2 cutting points. This one is centered because it aims at this cut. So I'm going to go back and bamboo joint. Okay, this move's pretty decent. Diagonal move, Kosumi. Hane. Can I Hane over here? Hane, Atari, push. Atari, cut, Atari, attach. Probably can Hane over here. But I want to play this move instead. I want to play this ninth slide. Attach. Go back. Connect is a sente. Decent. Now this corner is my territory. Block this. Hane is a sente. Hane and connect. This is sente. What's the biggest endgame on the board right now? This one's very big. This part is decent, but there's still some holes in it. So this one's probably the biggest endgame on the board right now. If white makes territory here, I'm going to use this Hane, this tiger's mouth, and reduce white's territory around here. So this one's very, very big endgame. This one's sente. I have to connect. Connect. Should I go down? Yeah, going down is actually quite big. Yeah, going down later, aiming at this push and cut. So if I jump over here, for example, then okay, white saved it, so that's nothing. I can't do anything now. This Hane works right now because white can't cut because of this one black stone. And here I'm going to use a tiger's mouse. This is a big sente, so white blocks. Okay, good reinforcement. Tiger's mouse here, reduce white's territory on the center. White connects. This is sente because it threatens this one. This push to cut apart the 4 white stones. White plays here a very efficient way to defend, and now I can push into white territory. Every point counts. When in a high down level, it literally means that every point in the endgame counts. Every point is important. So here, what is what trying to do? Is there RG? That's actually all good. There's nothing white can do. White Atari, white cuts, I can just Atari. So there's nothing white can do. Yeah, this squeeze is very big. I have to save this. Throw in, capture, 4-point life and death. I'm safe. Now white connects here, which is also quite big. It's a sente. Yeah, if white pushes over here, I have to fill in a lot of spaces. Squeeze here, okay, that's good. Connect. This one is a sente, yes. White probably goes here. This one is a sente. This one again is a sente. So white, oh, he's actually very good at taking the sente moves. Block over here, that's good, that's big. Push. Now it's my turn. Finally my turn to play the endgame. To take sente points. Atari here, wedge. Should I attach? Go here? Maybe Atari here first. Atari, maybe just this one's enough. Or I can play this move. Threaten the Atari and connect, and then play like this. Probably this is the most efficient way to handle this part of the endgame. And now where is the biggest place on the board? Okay, this is quite big. White has to answer, otherwise it's quite big. Let me see. This one's big. Because this one's at least 2 points. It reduced white by at least 2 points. Atari, okay, connect. He's probably going to play this move, this Hane. If he plays here, then the most efficient way is to clamp. So let's quickly count. 10, 20, 30, 35, 42, 46, 50, 60. Oh, okay, why resign? Am I winning? Let's estimate. Okay, winning by 8.5 points. Wow. So from a initial mess up in the beginning, from the top sides, I came back with the end game, with a very nice end game, and win the game by 8.5 points. Around 8.5 points. Probably in the end, if things is white's turn to play, probably I'll win the game by 5.5, 6.5 points. But I have to say, my opponent actually played really well throughout the entire game. The disaster at the beginning was just too much. It was a huge disaster. I should play this nice move, and then I will make over 10 something points on the top side. And white doesn't have the sickness and influence toward the center. But since I did mess up this part and made a mouse slip, white got a gigantic influence toward the center. I have barely 5 points. And yeah, this part, probably I lost 15 points, I'll say. At least 15 points. Including like calculating both the territory and the influence lost. Yeah, at least 15 points. But my opponent actually handled the game actually quite well. And I definitely came back from the end game. So I did take a lot of end game moves. And something like this, for example, like in the opening, my opponent could have played something around here, such as the attachment and cut, or attachment and attach, to try to reduce my territory a bit more. So after this one, this move's a little bit maybe not the most accurate. I'll play something like M7. So M7 actually builds the shape around the center, and it doesn't leave this kind of weakness for me to exploit. But anyways, my opponent actually played a really good game, and it just shows you that even if you're behind at a high down level, by playing a very good endgame, you can still come back and make a comeback in your game, even though you're behind in the game. So stabilizing this as a middle game, make sure when you are like behind the opening, try to stabilize the middle game, and you can make a comeback in the end game if you play the end game like very precisely. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video and taken some inspirations from the game against 6 Dans on Fox. And if you guys are double digit Q or single digit Q, or you're entering the Dan levels, check the link in my bio where I have a global Go community, and I have courses where I'll teach you guys Go in a fun, fast-paced, and a enjoyable environment. We have members from around the world, and we have weekly classes. So there'll be weekly classes run in the community, in my Go Genius community. I take care of the single digit Q and the Dan level classes every single month. And there'll be 2 other classes a month that will focus on double digit Q. Now, as we grow, now it's November when I made this video. In December, we'll be adding more classes. As more members join the community, there'll be more classes. So more members joining means more classes, and which also means more chances for you to take some lessons and for you to improve your Go. So if you enjoy this video and want to learn more and really improve your Go, check the link below and join Go Genius. And I will see you guys in the next video, or see you guys inside my dojo. Bye bye.